Hello, everyone. It's Iveoma, your guide to Nigeria, and today I am sitting with Ope.
Hi, Iveoma.
Ope is going to be talking to us about how he moved from London to Lagos, Nigeria, has built two Nigerian based companies, and is still growing. All of this is coming up. Please make sure to like, comment below. Those are amazing ways to support my channel. Thank you. So, what made you move to Lagos, Nigeria?
I moved to London when I was about 13 with my parents and my sisters and everyone.
So, you were born in Nigeria?
Yes, but we moved when I was about 13. But growing up in London, it was good. The exposure is good, but I've always known that I would move back to Nigeria one day. I've always known that I would come back to, but I didn't know when. So I remember, we used to do a lot of work for the government. We used to run a lot of youth programs. And I remember I was invited to Nigeria by EDC, which is part of the Lagos Business School. Mm-hmm. They had like a youth entrepreneurship event, and they invited me to be the keynote speaker. That was in 2013. And after speaking, I just saw, like, literally, as I left the hall, like a whole lot of young people just followed me. And imagine, they had to even come back inside, please come back inside, because I was like, why is everyone like, and there was a real need. As I realized after that, people started contacting me, we want to do this, what do we do? We want to do that, what do we do? So that made me realize that there was a real need in Nigeria. I thought, with everything that's in Nigeria, people are still craving for more. So that really started pulling me back to Nigeria. And in 2014, I remember my business then crashed in the UK. And I had to literally shut down everything I had in the UK.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
What was your business?
So I used to run, I was running like a consulting firm. Okay. But then we're also running programs for the government. Mm-hmm. So we used to help young people that were in gangs, in unemployment, out of prison, but rehabilitate them and help them back into work. So literally, we used to help them into work or set up businesses or whatever. And then I'd written a book as well in 2012. My book was launched in the House of Commons. So I used to do a lot of speaking at the time.
Yeah.
In London. So that's how they found me. And so after that, and I remember I came back. So I was like, I came back in 2014, tried to do some program with the government and all that, but I was hitting a lot of brick wall. I just wanted to help the youth, but there was a lot of brick wall. So I was like, okay. And it's somehow I think it's divine. And then my business crashed, and I thought, you know what, it's time for me to go to Nigeria. I didn't have nobody in Nigeria, no uncle, nobody. I had literally, it was just me and 0 naira. Even the money for my ticket at the time was borrowed. Like, that is the thing. Like, do you know, like when I tell this story, people never believe me. I didn't plan it. So 2014, I started coming back again, and I remember I was trying, and I just kept on trying. And so I got here. I was living with some family, my sister's friend's family, somewhere in Abule, but I didn't know anywhere. I didn't know anybody, And then I went back to the UK, came back in 2015. So I said, you know what, I'm going to do this. So we started doing a couple of work with a couple of companies then, about 1 or 2 companies at a time. Some telecoms, one bank, And it was just me just hitting the road, talking to a lot of companies. I said, you know what, this is what I can do. I can train your people. I'm very good. I can train your people. I'm from London. I had the confidence. I just, I'm going to do this. It was just only me anyway. So that was 2015. And so moving back for me was really, it has been a journey. It wasn't that I planned it. It wasn't planned. So from that time, and 2015 was just, I'm going to go. And there was nothing there was nothing on ground for me. But I just knew that it was time for me to start again. And I wanted to start in a different way. So that's how Nigeria started.
Tell me about your 2 companies. What do they do, and when did you start them?
Okay, so there's Proten International. And so Proten started in 2010 in the UK. So now it's a full HR consulting firm. So we do learning and development, recruitment, we manage outsourced staff for companies, we do advisory services, so transformation projects, background checks, and we're moving into the technology space for HR. But really, it started as just a training company before. So when I first came to Nigeria, it was just a training company. We used to train staff for different organizations. For me, I saw that there was a need to really help people to upskill. People needed to upskill. I saw a lot of companies where there was bad customer service. When I see a problem, I'm always driven to solve it. So when I came to Nigeria, I saw that there was a need to train people. Apart from the youth, there was also organizations. So that's how Proten started in Nigeria. But in the UK, we had done a lot of work for the government. We have helped transform youths and all that.
Is that the company that failed?
No, yeah, so that was one that we shut down in London because we had a government contract that we were running at the time. And because of the change in government, we lost the contract.
Okay, I understand.
So that was a big hit. But honestly, looking back now, I feel like it was more of like some sort of divine rearrangement that, you know what, it's time for you to move out of this space kind of thing.
Proten's the one you okay. So it closed down in London, and then you started it again here and focused on Nigerians.
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
So that was, and then last year we started off another company. It's a tech logistics company, Renda. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to create an on-demand platform for logistics business. The logistic arena in Nigeria is terrible. If you try to send anything to anyone, you'll see how crazy it is. So what we did was we are creating a platform for the logistics sector where people can get access to easy logistics services and track things, get things done properly.
So people like me or like businesses?
You, businesses, anyone that wants to move things across the country, anyone that wants to store an item, anyone that wants to procure anything.
It is crazy here. It's true.
So, I mean, coming from the UK where everything works normally, you can buy anything on Amazon, it gets delivered to your doorstep. You have no problem. So here, so what we're building is a platform, like an Uber platform, but for logistics. So you want something to be stored, you can go on the app, you can find a warehouse, you can store it. You want to move something, you can go on our app and check it. So that's the platform we're building for the logistics sector at the moment. So we've launched it in December. We've worked on
this past month.
Yes. So we launched it.
Congratulations!
Thank you. So the platform itself is coming out very shortly, but we launched operations already. We started working with a couple of, we've done a lot of work with individuals. We started working with companies already. So by 2021, I'm sure a lot of people will see Renda out there fully. So that's like a new baby for me because it's different from what I've been running HR consulting for the past 10 years. So now I'm driving into the tech space and the logistics space, and it's crazy, but I love it. This is me. I love building something. I love people, and that's what drives me to do what I do. Nigeria is crazy. It's mad. It's mad. I'm grateful. Yeah.
Okay, so when you came back and started your businesses, like, what have been the roadblocks or things that have prevented you from growing initially, or just obstacles? What have been some obstacles that you've hit?
Lack of funding.
Yeah.
You must have money for them to even try and give you money. You understand? You must have like some money in your account. So for the bank to give you money, they'll first look at the money you have in your account and say, oh, okay, if I want to give you, let's say 10 million, you must have 30 million in your account. So I'm like, but if I have 30 million, why am I coming to you for 10 million? Do you understand? Like, no, I need money to start something. But it's not a good credit-driven economy.
Yeah, it's not.
So that's one of the biggest challenge.
And when you came back, you didn't have any money.
No, I didn't have nothing. So it was me just depending on things like, hustling my sisters, and, I have fantastic family. They didn't understand what I was trying to do. Till last year, 2019, my dad came to Nigeria, and then I took him to my office. So he didn't even know what I was in Nigeria. And he came to my office and he saw my office. I was like, this is your office? I said, yes. Like, you pay everybody in this place? I was like, yes. And he was a funny thing. So I took him around, right? And he was like, wait, so all these people are your staff? I said, yes. You pay everybody? Yes. He said, how do you pay them? I said, Dad, I have a business, right? I've been running a business for the past 4 years in Nigeria. It was like, oh. So I think so I remember he went back to London, and so he told my sisters, was like, you know what? He's doing very well in Nigeria.
Wait, how many employees do you have?
Right now, I think about 30 in total.
Okay. That's why your dad was like, wait a minute, this is more serious than I thought.
30 something, but it was so because he didn't know what I was doing. My sisters didn't know what I was doing for a long time. Even I didn't know what the frick I was doing for a long time. Because that's the thing about Nigeria. When you first come to Nigeria, you can start with something. Over a period of time, you have to allow yourself to learn and understand the culture and evolve. You can't rush it. So I started off with just training people, just chasing them, and I was just walking in the sun with sometimes I'll be in the sun with my suits. I didn't have a car, nothing. I couldn't even afford Uber many times. Like, if I had little money, I would save it for the Uber. I'll be eating Indomie. Like, there were days where I ate Indomie for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So it was more of me just knowing that, I wanted to do this. This has to work. I couldn't go back to the UK. I didn't want to go back to the UK. I could, but I didn't want to. Because everybody was expecting me to fail. And I was like, I'm not going to fail. So I just kept on going and pushing. But the major thing was lack of funding. And also, if you don't understand the system, you cannot penetrate the system.
What do you mean by the system?
The culture. The Nigerian system. I was telling my sister this yesterday, and you can't come to Nigeria with a British or an American mindset.
Facts! This
You
is
understand?
facts. You're speaking truth right
People
now.
will push you out mentally and you wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
I was telling my sister, I said, look, don't go out there and start speaking this queen. People ask me, wait, you grew up in the UK for like 20 something years. How come you don't have an accent? I'm like, I don't want to have an accent.
You rejected it.
I don't want to. I'm okay. I have my red passport. I can go anywhere I want. People already know that you're not Nigerian. Don't push in their face. You've got to be able to do what Paul did in Bible, which is to the Jew I become a Jew, to the Greek I become a Greek. You've got to be able to adapt yourself to the system very quickly. So some people come and it's like, oh, I'm this, I'm that. People still think that the years where once they hear that you're British, everybody will just swamp after you. Still, I'm like, no. Nigeria has evolved so much that there's so many talent and skills in the country that people don't look at, oh, British and all that. So for me, it was trying to get, like, I lost some contracts at the beginning because I used to send nasty emails. I was very good at typing emails because I would just be like, nah, I'm not happy with you, like, blah, blah, blah. I didn't understand the system.
Yeah.
But now, looking back, I laugh. You know, there are people that I don't try to do business with and it didn't work. And now when they see me, they're like, oh, now you're, you know, and then they laugh and we just laugh together. But understanding the culture was also a big thing for me. And infrastructure, you know, if you don't have money in Nigeria, you can't survive. Especially when you come from abroad. If you don't have money, you can't survive. So, like light, it costs money to make sure you have consistent light. I can't tell you how much I spend on utilities every month for my business and personally. It costs a lot of money. So there's a lot of things that really is an obstruction for you to succeed. But in business, and in the number one thing about Nigeria is not how good you are. You can be good, but if you don't have the right relationship, you're not going to go anywhere. Invest in relationships. Invest in people. People will open the doors for you. My biggest business opportunities have come from people I never expected it. People ask me, why do you host people all the time? I spend a lot of my time. If you check my bank statement, it's on food and drinks. Because I spend time with people. I've seen people that have called me and been like, you know what, there's a contract going on in my company. I want to put you forward. And these are just ordinary people, not big guys. And I've made a lot of money from those things. So you've got to realize that everybody, from the gate man in an organization to the MD, make sure you honor them. So we believe that, oh, I'm looking for that big contract. No, you know, just look after people and people will look after you. So for me, relationship. I mean, so when I was just settling myself back in 2017, I remember 2016 November, I got my first flat. So I was like, oh, my first flat. I rented my first place. It took me 5 months to decorate. 2017. So after decorating for 5 months, 1 week to the renewal of my rent, that was in 2017 November, my house caught fire.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yes.
Hey, wait, oh my God.
So my house caught fire. I lost everything in the fire.
Yo.
So I was like, shoot, everything. I remember I went to London. The only thing I didn't burn was like my documents and my passport. So I was like, you know what, go on the plane to London, stayed with my sister, and...
So wait, your stuff burned here, and then you just were so tired, you just went back to London.
I just need to reset.
Yeah, you need to reset.
Yeah, so I'm back to London for a month. And I remember when I was coming back, my sister was like, you know what, I'm going to give you some money. I think she gave me like £3,000 or something. But she was like, you know what, I'm giving you this money. If you're going to come back, make sure you make it work. Make sure you make it work.
She gave this money to you when you guys were in London and when you were coming back here. Okay, so you really only stayed 1 month. You're like, I only need a 1 month break. Okay.
So it was just me. I mean, I knew I couldn't move back to London. If I moved back to London, I wouldn't come back to Nigeria.
Okay.
So she was like, you know what? This is me just like now. I mean, all of us, we don't really understand what you're doing. Like, it was only my oldest sister that really has been part of my journey throughout and really understands a lot of, because she's the closest to me. So my older sister was like, look, this is it. Like, if you're going to go this time, make sure you make it work. And I knew at that time that it wasn't about me anymore. It's like, bam, I'm going to come back. So I came back, that was 2017 December. Came back, yeah, let's go. And then I rented a small room in one of my friends' house. Like they all had a different room, shared house. So my room was like a tiny room. It was like 6x4 bed in there. I couldn't even put a wardrobe in there. I used to hang my clothes, you know. I remember at this time I had a company. I had employees. I didn't even have a car. I was the MD. So I remember I used to hang my clothes at the top. So I just said, you know what, I didn't have anything else. I don't want to go and rent another place. Let me just stay here. This is going to help me to focus. And I just kept on, I just used to he helped me to really focus at the time. I just, bam, And in 2018, this February, then our office got robbed. So they carried all our laptops away. So you're asking me some of these obstacles, right?
What the heck is going
Like,
on?
2 months after that, like, I came back and then my office got robbed. They carried all our laptops away.
Hey.
So I remember, like, my staff came into the office the next day and then they were working on their phones, and then we had to buy a few laptops here and there. But that was a turning point, 2018. I remember then we started, getting some contracts. We started working with a lot of companies. Then a lot of things started changing. But that's the thing, right? Nigeria tests you to a point where it tries to break you. But if you manage to get through that breaking point, then you start seeing the different side. So I felt like that was my breaking point. 2018 was my breaking point where I was like, you know what? It's either, like, I'm going to test you to the edge. Like, it's either you fall, and I was like, now we're going to do this. I remember then we started working with a lot of companies. Companies started coming to Nigeria to invest. And we started working with them, started helping them to set up here in Nigeria. And from there, it just started growing. Our client base started growing. And it's amazing to see how much the company has grown. I mean, for me, it's amazing. Because in such a short period of time, we are doing some amazing work. We are working with some amazing companies. We've trained people across different sectors. There are clients that we've been working with since 2015 that are still working with us today. But for me, it's watching that growth. It's amazing for me. And that's Nigeria. So that's the thing about Nigeria. Nigeria is a place where you can go to bed broke and you wake up the next morning and somebody calls you and suddenly your life changes. That can happen in UK.
No, it's true. I told my friend, I was like, that's actually Nigeria. People will be broke for 1-2 years, suddenly flush with cash.
And you're like, where does that come from?
Yeah.
And that's what Nigeria is about. UK and US and wherever else, there's a lot of red tape. You can grow, yes, but to grow bam like that, it's difficult. But Nigeria, meet one person and that person will change your entire life. I've seen it happen to people, it's happened to me. And that's it. So that's what, when I moved into the small room, I was like, you know what? From here, whatever happens, I'm going to stay here. And when I'm living here, I'm going to buy my own house. Right? And, I mean, I didn't have the money at the time. It was just like, you know what? That was just me just knowing what I wanted. It's like, okay. So, I stayed there for like 1.5 years or whatever. And really from there, I moved into my own place. But that was just me knowing what I wanted. I knew that I wanted to settle down. I wanted to get my own place. I didn't want to be paying rent or whatever. And it happened. I mean, that was in less than 5 years. But again, it's not because I came from the UK. It's not because of anything. It's just because, you know what? Nigeria has a way of testing you. And if you're diligent enough and you're passionate enough about what you want to do, there's going to be a lot of challenges. My goodness. What I've told you is just a part of it. It's just a simple part of it. For anyone that's thinking of coming to Nigeria, respect Nigeria. Honestly, respect Nigeria. Nigeria is growing, and the people, I work in the people business. The people, the talent, everything is changing now. People are better. People are doing amazing stuff. People are so talented. Don't come here thinking that people are going to be at your feet because you've done how many years in the UK. No. Or how many years in the US. No. There's so much talent in Nigeria. Respect Nigerians and calm yourself down. Sometimes we are so proud because we feel like, oh, I've grown up in the US, I've grown up in the UK. Guy, calm down. The money that circulates in the Nigeria economy, some people have never seen it in the UK or US. You don't want to know. The kind of cash that flows in the Nigerian economy, you don't want to know. So when you come here, calm down and you're going to enjoy it, but calm down. Yeah. And be nice to people. Be nice to the waiter, be nice to the security guard, be nice to people that are around you. It doesn't take anything to be nice to people. Don't come here and be pompous towards people. People can be around you and they will push you out mentally because they don't want to deal with you. You don't want to be that person. Just be nice to people. So that was just a bit of my journey. So now we're at a point where we are building. So now I've started my second business. Hopefully before the end of the year, maybe start another one again. But yeah, so it's crazy. My office is still on the mainland. I live in Lekki and traveling to the mainland every day because of this third mainland, nonsense. Oh, my goodness, that thing can kill you mentally before you even. I'm growing gray hair because of this situation, But I love it. I love my people. I love the people that work with me. I love watching. I love just watching things grow. Yeah, so I'm grateful for that.
What is your advice for people who want to return and move back to Nigeria?
Don't do what I did. Don't jump into it.
Don't come back broke?
Don't come back broke. Trust me, not everybody can do that. Yeah. But even if you bring money, Nigeria will take that money from you. All right? Bring £10,000, you can spend it within 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, depending on how shrewd you are. But most importantly, don't get carried away. Nigeria is a place where it's easy to get carried away by the hype. So many hype. There's so many empty vessels that make loud noise in Nigeria.
So do you mean by people promising you things and not delivering? Like, what do you mean?
People, there's a lot of packaging in Nigeria. There's positive packaging, which is, you know what, I'm going for a business meeting, I need to look good. Because there's a reality to the fact that people are very superficial in Nigeria. So people will see you in a meeting, they want to see what car you came in. They want to make sure that you're their level, whatever. But there's also a lot of people that they would want you to think that they're doing well, but they just want to lynch off you. They just want to feed off you. Right? Be careful. Don't always look at things from the face value, because that's important. If you do that, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. People are not always what they seem, but there's some amazing people in Nigeria. And just find your own tribe. Find the people that you want to connect with. Before I came to Nigeria, what helped me was I started connecting with people on LinkedIn. I knew that I wanted to come and set up a training company, so I started connecting with people in those positions on LinkedIn. And I started knowing people. So when I came here, I remember we set up some meetings, some appointments, so that's also good. Before you start coming, start connecting with the Nigerian, ecosystem. If you're in tech, start connecting with the Nigerian people in tech, so that you start understanding, things. Don't wait until you come before you start connecting with them. That's important.
That was my biggest mistake.
Yeah. So a lot of people just come through themselves and they start, but try and before you come start connecting. Use Instagram to find out what's going on. But don't read a lot of the blogs and the nonsense they post. That can throw you off. But that's the major thing. Connection is everything. Competence goes a long way, but competence is useless without connections. Right? You can be the best at what you can be the best tech person, but if you can't get access to the opportunities, your talent is useless. So competence without connection is useless. Make sure you have the connections, and then build obviously your competence. Make sure you build that. That's so. But the most important, that's the most important I would say to people: connections. But build it. Even start building it before you come, and don't come broke, please. It takes a lot from you. Don't come broke. Nigeria is not cheap. So that's my advice to them.
Did you have any moments that made you want to quit and like just go back to London permanently?
I think for me it was different. I didn't want to go back. I wanted to start over again. But it had to work. Nigeria had to work because I was in a particular meeting and somebody said to me very clearly, whatever you're planning to do in Nigeria is never going to work.
People have told me that.
Yeah. And he said to me, everybody that's gone to Nigeria have always come back to London. So don't go. I remember that day, I stood there and tears was coming out of my eyes. Aww. Because I was like, how dare you? This was an older person.
No, I know.
And he said to me, and that was another thing that pushed me, you know what, it must work. I must show people that this will work. And so 2016 December, I remember I was so tempted to go, but that was when the Naira had lost value. In fact, even now it's even worse. I think it was about 6 something at the time. So the UK guys were coming, spending money.
It got lower than it is now.
No. Oh. This is lower than it was before. Then it was about 610 or so. So, and before then it was like, when I came to Nigeria, it was about 275 to a pound. Wow. Or 300. And so it was like, then it goes to 600 or something at the end of it. So people were coming. So my sisters were like, you know what, why don't you come to London and come and work for a bit? And then so that now that the Naira is low, so that you can, bring a good money. So you saw your friends coming to Nigeria and they were spending the pounds, during December, spending the pounds, and you were there, like you were struggling. You don't even have a car. Like everybody's coming and spending the pounds. And I remember, so what I did was I started looking for mentors. So every time I'm on my lowest, I'll start looking for mentors. So I went on LinkedIn, I started looking for mentors, and there was a particular man, he owns one of the longest existing IT companies in Nigeria. Reached out to him, invited him to his house. And one thing he told me was this: he said, I've been in business for 30 years. 80% of people that come back to Nigeria always go back. But the 20% that stay, they end up doing amazing stuff. He said, be part of the 20%. I can never forget. That was 2016. And I had to make it happen. I think that was what worked in my favor. So there's many times it was so difficult. There are many times. And the thing is, there's a way that life makes you think that you can't get out of a situation until you get out of that situation. And then you look back and you're like, wow. If I tell you the amount of times in my business that I couldn't, like 2017, the early days, when I couldn't pay salaries, and I didn't even know how we were going to pay. But somehow, something would always happen. And now I look back because the amount we're even talking about then is like now is lunch money, right? But it's so amazing how when you're in a difficult situation, it seems like you can't get out of it. But looking when you get out of that situation, you look back and you're like, wow. So it wasn't as bad as it was, but at the time it was like I was gonna die. So that's what life has taught me in Nigeria that no matter how difficult something looks, it's always gonna pass. But at that point when you're in it, it just seems like you can't get out of it. So that's how I've seen a lot over the years. And now, right now in my office, when like last year during the pandemic, I remember, which everybody was pressing on. And I remember I called a meeting and people were like, are we going to shut down? I was like, no. And someone said, I've been here for a while. I've seen us be at a worst situation. And we went through it. So I'm not even moved at all. And it wasn't even that bad for us anyway as an organization because, somehow we're in a good place. But that's the point. Yes, Nigeria would always push you to try and go back. But when you stay, especially when you get to that tipping point, you won't die. You won't die. You won't be. I can promise you, you would not die. If you feel like you are at the end of yourself, find a mentor to latch yourself to. Right? Find someone that you can. There are people that I talk to now, I mentor now. Find someone because at that point when you're at the end of yourself, just find someone that you can latch onto, that can support you. That's all you need at that point. Because it's not easy, but. And for some people, going back means that they never come back to Nigeria again.
Yeah.
It's difficult to go back, spend a long time there, and then come back. It's difficult. Because knowing what you're going to face, when you faced it once before, and you see the difficulty, and sometimes I go back and you're like, come back again. I'm like, what? Come back to that? I would not. Like, I definitely would not. So it's difficult. So just be clear about going and coming back again, because it's not easy. So there's many times I wanted to go back. And there's many times when my sisters were like, and they all had good intentions. Oh, come back, just work for a bit, make some money. You need money. Come back and make some money. And I was like, no. But yeah.
Because you knew if you went for a while, you were going to stay there.
I know myself. I want to come back.
Yeah, I know.
Because I wouldn't.
I understand what you mean.
Yeah. But I'm glad now that I can do things for my family. I'm at a place where my sister can come to Nigeria. She can have a good experience because of some of the things I've been through. Mm-hmm. She can enjoy a lot of things. And I tell her all the time, I say, you know what? You can come here and have some comfort because somebody has prepared the way for you, and I'm happy to be that person. At least everything I've done, my daughter can come to Nigeria and she can be comfortable. Mm-hmm. She doesn't need to sweat about anything. She has someone cooking for her, someone looking after her. My sister has the same thing. So that for me is what it's about. It's not about me; it's about people around me. So that for me is important as well. So, and if you're gonna come to Nigeria, there must have a better purpose than just making money. That's important. Your why must be more than just making money. If it's money you're looking for in Nigeria, you're gonna leave. Your purpose. My purpose was not just about making money. I wanted to really create some change in Nigeria. I saw that, as I told you, when I saw what people were like, when I saw that people needed certain things, I wanted to be that solution provider. It wasn't about money alone for me. Money will come, but don't make it about money alone. You're gonna go back. You are gonna come back. If you're just chasing money alone, you're gonna go back. I can assure you. If there's no other purpose, you're gonna go back. So there's been a lot of time I want to go back.
I think especially if you're chasing money and then something like this, like the COVID happened, everybody's losing their business left and right, you do need a strong why to stay here because right now Nigeria is getting harder.
It's getting harder.
Like for everyone. It's literally getting harder for everyone. At first, I was like, okay, it's getting harder for people who are like a little bit more vulnerable, people who are like poor. But now it's just getting hard for everybody. It's just like, what's going on?
I can tell you that there are people that bought their home now, that their first their houses last year in Nigeria. There are people that started their own business in Nigeria. Yeah. There are people that became millionaires in dollars last year in Nigeria. Mm-hmm. There are people that are doing a lot of things. As crazy as it is, there's people that are doing amazing things, even in this craziness. And you go always look at the positive side. There's opportunities, even in this so-called COVID. There's real opportunities. And for me, that's what I look at every time. Every time I wake up, I look at opportunities. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? Because there are opportunities. And you've got to keep that positive mindset. There are opportunities. But it's just what it is, that it can be difficult. I won't lie. Living in Nigeria, I'll reiterate this. Being broke is not a joke in Nigeria.
Not at all.
People, I mean, and you know the funny thing is, if you expose yourself to people that are living large in Nigeria, like it can make you go to bed depressed. Because you'll be like, God, why not me? Because the way people spend money in Nigeria, or you go to bars, go to clubs, and you see the way people spend money. And if you're not careful, you'll be like, God, why? Like, why? Why am I struggling when people are blowing millions on bottles and everything, or people are living lavishly or whatever. But the truth is, you need to be focused on what you're on your own why. Trust me, no matter what, don't be distracted by what other people are doing. It's difficult to do, but you need to focus on your why because that will really help you a lot.
Okay, so is there anything else you would like to add?
I think we've said a lot, but I think the most important thing for me is if anyone is thinking about coming to Nigeria, ask yourself why. If you're coming to just come and see what it's like and just want to come and try, there's nothing wrong with coming and trying it for like a month, 2 months, 3 months. Give yourself 2, 3 months, maybe save some money. Come and try for 2, 3 months. Try and make sure you arrange someone you can stay with or stuff like that. Just come in and try it out. Like, but whatever you do, try and come in and check the culture first. See if it's something you can deal with. Not everybody can deal with Nigeria. If you feel like you want to try, just come and try it out. See what it's like. If it's something for you, Nigeria has a rewards, but it's also very disorganized. So if you can't function in chaos, Nigeria is not for you. Nigeria is chaos. So if you cannot function, I thrive in chaos. I love the fact that I can wake up in the morning and I'm watching my driver shout at somebody. My driver, giving a middle finger to somebody because, you know what, damn you, So, I love the fact that it's just not boring. Like, everything is different every day. But if you can't function in chaos, Nigeria is going to be difficult. So maybe just come in and try it out. Don't push yourself into don't be like me and just jump into the water. But just try it out, see what it's like. And look, if it doesn't work for you, it's fine too. But just make sure that your why is very strong and it's just not money. Don't think that because you're seeing people on Instagram carrying Chanel bags and carrying Birkins and wearing all those things that you think that that's what Nigeria is about. No, there has to be a bigger why than that. So that's the only thing I'm gonna say.
Okay, I think this has been very enlightening. I love the mentor tip. I'm going to go out and find some mentors because that's actually a really good tip. I never thought about that before.
It's important. It's really important. There are some amazing people that are willing to give their time. Find people, and it doesn't even have to be in your own sector. Just find someone that you like their values, someone that you've seen from afar. I just messaged them on LinkedIn. I mean, I had a couple of mentors then. So basically on LinkedIn, hey, I just like someone to be my mentor, someone kind of, and people want to give back their time. And when you find that person, cherish that person.
Yeah.
Cherish that person. Don't be a user. Don't be a leech. Don't start asking them for money straight away and be like, give me money or people. I mean, there are people that will give you access into certain networks, and be humble. Be humble. There are people that will open doors for you, but just be humble. Don't be proud. So that's the most important thing. Well, thank you very much. It's always a privilege to share. I mean, a bit of my story. So maybe in about another 2 years, so I'm sure that we'll have more amazing stories to tell.
That's so true. I would love to do an update with you in 2 years. Yeah. Ope. Okay, well.
Well, you pronounced my name very well.
Oh, really? That was the time at the
end? Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So, everyone, if you ever want to move back to Nigeria, if you ever want to come home, you can. And there are so many people here who are educating you on how you can do it. So, bye now. Right.